Mercedes-AMG Interview Lounge.
It's always fun to be in our Zoom room. You're listening to the show now, and you hear us with our friends, but you'll be able to watch it later when we edit it out. Dan and Shay are here with us, both wearing their black T-shirts and their beards, as they always do.
Here we are. My black T-shirt is covered in dog hair. I've got 4 dogs running around my house currently. We were just talking off air with Elvis about the dogs, but I've got 2 little white dogs, and I mean, I am covered in hair right now. I don't know if you could see it. My camera's not very high def, but
look at that.
Wow.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Know,
it's an accessory.
What? You bitch and moan about the dogs, but when they're not there, you miss them so much.
Exactly. We love them. That's what it's all for, you know what I mean?
Shay, do you have dogs?
I don't have dogs right now. I grew up having a lot of dogs. I grew up on a farm, so we would just have random dogs show up at our house. And so we had probably 50 dogs in my lifetime.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Now we got chillins, a couple chillins.
Yeah, they don't shed. They don't shed like dogs.
They don't shed. I did just feed Ames, our youngest. He had to have a bottle before I jumped on here, and I had milk. I had to change my shirt because he spit up on me, and I was like, "This is not something you think about." You know.
I love the smell of spit up in the morning.
It's just beautiful. Just beautiful.
When I wake up and there's spit up, it's usually from last night's date. Ooh,
right. Signs of good time.
Anyway, so Dan and Shay, it's been a while since we've had you on the show, and we were talking before you got here behind your back about how much we love having you on. We've had you on for years. Do you remember back in the early Dan and Shay days that we actually gave you each like a flat screen TV, like a big major TV?
Dude, honestly, that was like the greatest thing that's ever happened to us. I still talk about that to this day. I've got that up. And I like made a connection with the guy, Chris. Shout out to Chris at LG. Like, he's taking great care of us over the years. Honestly, like, you know, we've done a lot of things in our career. We've gotten a lot of cool, like, hey, like, here's a bag of popcorn, or here's like this hat with our logo on it. But you guys, I thought it was a prank. Honestly, it was a piece of paper, and it was like, you're in the LG lounge and you're watching this TV. Reach out to this email address for your free TV. I was like, I'm gonna try it, but we're gonna end up on the Elvis Duran show. It's like, you know, it's a whole bit. You know what I mean? We call in, hey, this is Dan from Dan Shay. Like, I'm just calling for the free TV. Well, and you guys have it on every radio station in the country.
Dan Shay, I've got a surprise for you.
Oh boy.
It doesn't matter how far you've come career-wise and with all the fans you've gained since that first time you won the TV. Today we have a new partner, and we're going to give you each a Tushy bidet system for your toilets.
Yes!
Come on.
They're the greatest.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Unreal.
You're never going to want to get up off the toilet.
Ever.
That's
I don't
perfect.
already.
Feels so good.
You're watching us in the Zoom rooms. We're all on our toilets doing this interview because we love our tushies so much. So anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. So
That's unbelievable.
Let's talk about music. I know I should probably go to bed. That's your latest single, but there's another song out that we were playing it on the show the other day, and Danielle called me. She actually DM'd me. She said, "This song means so much to me." Talk about Take Me Home for Christmas.
Yeah, so Take Me Home for Christmas reminds me so much, and I sent it to my husband as soon as I heard it. I said, you have to hear this song, I'm crying. Reminds me of the first time he took me to England to meet his mom and his dad, and we went out with all his friends for the weekend, and we were drinking and we were sharing stories, and I first got to really know him, and honestly it made me realize how much I still love him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, this is so beautiful. I love it's my favorite song right now. I love it so much. So thank you for putting that out.
That's amazing. First of all, going to England, that's a lot of pressure to meet the family for the first time. Like,
exactly.
it's not like you're going to the next town where it's like, oh shoot, I got to go do this thing. If things go awry, it's like, you got to go across the Atlantic Ocean. So that's a big deal. So good on you for making it through that test.
Thanks.
But both awesome. Of you must, do you ever get tired of hearing people say, hey, this song of yours, you have no idea what nerve you touched in my heart with this song. I mean, that must make you feel awesome.
Man, that absolutely never gets old. I mean, these songs, every song that you write is kind of like your children, each one are, you took sometimes 10 hours writing that song and poured your heart and soul into it. And so it's really amazing when you hear these stories of people, having a personal connection with that. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. Obviously a lot of times we don't get to hear those stories, and you put a song out there and there's, hundreds of millions of people listening to that song, and knowing that each person has a personal connection with it and has a story is just incredible. And that's one of our favorite things in the world, when we actually get to hear those stories and get to have a one-on-one conversation about that. And that touches our heart every single time, and that'll never get old. That's the power of radio and the power of music. People get to personally connect with that, with those songs. So that's the reason that we do it. So it never, it absolutely never gets old.
Just turning us on, Dan and Shay are here. We've got lots to talk about. I was thinking about you guys last night because knowing you're on today, I watched the Dolly Parton biography or documentary. I think it's on Netflix. Have you guys seen that yet?
I haven't seen it. I've been hearing a lot about it.
Incredible. But she talks about, and we love Dolly. We had her on last week, which is, who doesn't love Dolly Parton, right?
The best.
But she talks about how, as much as we love watching her in her wigs and her outfits and her performing and how much the audiences just love her by the millions, it's her songwriting. That's the headline of her show. And I must assume that you guys, when you write a song and you look at each other and go, oh my God, look what we just did. Do you ever get really proud of some of the stuff that you've come up with?
Yeah, man, that's such an incredible feeling. The thing of creating art is you walk into a room on a certain day and that piece of art didn't exist before you walked into that room, or maybe it did and then you get sued and the whole thing goes around. But you walk into the room and somebody's got an idea or somebody's got a beat or a guitar riff, whatever it may be, and then you walk out and there's this song, and then it has to go through a lot of steps before it becomes a hit, before it gets played on the radio or before fans are singing it back to you at a show. So, we appreciate every step of the way, but I feel like when you tap into that magic, it's tough, especially after, a few albums in your career, you keep raising the bar for yourself and you're like, all right, we've had this hit. Okay, we owe it to our fans and we owe it to radio to keep elevating and to keep pushing ourselves. And I guess we get a little bit more critical when we're writing. It's like, all right, man, is this a step up? Is this a step in the right direction? You start, getting in your head a little bit, but man, when you tap into it and you find that magic, it's a special feeling. It's a weird thing. It's an intangible thing. People always ask, like, how do you know it's a hit? How do you know it's the one? And I think it's just a feeling, and you get signs from the people around you. You play the song for your wife, you play the song for your friends, your whoever, and you can feel that reaction when it's really right. So yeah, man, it's a special feeling. Especially when the song goes the distance, when it makes it to the radio and you start hearing people connect with it and hear their stories personally. It's pretty special.
But do you ever wish you could take it back? Like 10,000 hours. Did you think you were going to be in every single wedding video from the last year plus and then probably get asked to do a bunch of weddings?
Hey, we'll take it. That's weddings are an interesting thing. When someone picks your song, that's a huge honor. There's millions of songs out there that they could have chosen, and now we've been very blessed to have a few songs, from the ground up, Speechless and Not 10,000 Hours. All those were kind of a lot of people's wedding songs, which is a huge honor for us. We've both been through that. We've had, I said it like it was like a hardship. Like we've both been through that. We've both been through the wedding.
Glad you made it out.
We know how many songs, people have to choose from. So, the fact that they felt that strongly about that song, and it just, that's a huge moment in your life. So we're very honored. So it's cool to hear those stories. That's, we'll always take it.
But you can't make money. Can you charge wedding people for playing your song?
Wait, didn't you guys didn't you do Bieber's wedding?
We did. Yeah.
Hello.
So after that, you can't do any more then.
We paid Bieber to attend his wedding, so honestly, though,
Nice.
having a wedding song is like a great thing. If all else fails, if your career tanks, if you have one that's big enough, you're still gonna get a few calls 5-10 years down the road. It's this John Legend couldn't make it. This guy Shawn Mendes couldn't make it. Dan Shay had that song a while. We could probably get them. We're there.
We're not doing anything.
Remember those guys, Dawn and Jay?
They were nice.
Frog.
I feel like the celebrity wedding planners have just a list. You know what I mean? They go down 10, 15 people who've got big wedding songs. He's not available. She's not available. Dan and Shay, they'll work. That's great. And we're like, absolutely.
Too often we put labels on artists where you guys are technically country artists. But does it, you've had a bunch of #1 country hits. Do you get a little more excited when they do cross over to pop radio and all of a sudden your song's being played on both country and pop at the same time?
Yeah, man.
I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's like, we write these songs, we work hard, day in, day out in the studio for as many people to hear them as possible, man. And it's, we started in the country format. We're super proud to wave that flag, and that community is incredible, man. As you guys know, and as artists outside of the genre know, it's just an amazing place. It's such a support. It's such a community, and when the songs cross over, man, that's special for us because we feel like we're proud to be a part of the country music community. And when a song crosses to top 40 or to hot AC or to AC, wherever it may be, I feel like, somebody might hear that and go, I like that. I really like that. And they might check out, some of our friends who are also making country music. And I feel like it's just good for the genre. It just expands it. And, these days I feel like just good music is good music. People don't, discriminate as much, between genre lines. It's like, do you like a song? Does it emotionally connect with you or not? And,
that's the way it should be.
We're seeing that a lot. And you guys have been such a champion. You guys have had us on the show a bunch of times, giving us TVs, days, all kinds of cool things. And not just us. I mean, you guys champion a lot of great country artists, and we see it, and that means the world to us, man. So thank you.
And we want to make sure you have a clean tushy. Very important.
Of course.
Hey, so performing with Bieber tomorrow? Is this true? Is this a rumor that's true?
That's a true rumor. We can confirm. We're excited about that, man. This song, changed the trajectory of our career completely, and it was a big song for him as well. So, obviously everything that happened in 2020 kind of shut down touring, and our plan was to, have him out at a couple of our shows, and we'd go to his shows and play that live. And, we never had that opportunity. So, this song did what it did, and we haven't even got to celebrate it truly yet. So this is going to be kind of a cool full circle moment for us, being able to see him and celebrate that moment, and kind of, tie a nice little bow at the end of this, the life of this song. And, obviously this song is still going for us. I mean, this song still gets played in places that we've never been before. And so we're very, very thankful for that. So it's going to be awesome, man, to be able to have that kind of full circle moment and be able to see him and celebrate a little bit.
Are you guys nervous at all? Like, I know that this is like one of the first times that they're actually having an award show. There will be people there. I know they're taking safety precautions, but does this make you nervous?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, I haven't left my house in months. It's pretty crazy, but we've been busy with studio stuff and just hanging out. We've been tested like literally 5-6 times a week. It's crazy, but there's peace of mind in knowing that we don't have it, not only for ourselves, but for people that were around, family members. You don't want to expose somebody to it if you have it. But I don't know. It's exciting. I mean, it's a little bit scary. Like, I feel like it's going to take a little bit of time for us to reacclimate to being around people again. We haven't played in front of a crowd in the longest time, and we've gotten so used to hanging on Zoom, which is cool. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, but like, we get to see you guys and we're all in our houses, and it's like, you can stay connected like that. But being back in the room with other people, I mean, you're just like, should I hug? No. Should I do like this thing? Or like,
right.
The protocol, there's a little bit of like, it's a bit of a strange thing, but yeah, man, we're looking forward to it. We miss people. We miss fans. I mean, we miss coming to hang with you guys. So hopefully like we can get things back to normal soon. And yeah.
Well, Dan Shay, people are texting in. They are the reason I now like country music for the first time in my life. I think that's so cool.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
as we enter into the second phase, and I'm not talking about the COVID, I'm talking about the second phase of hair growth on Dan.
This thing is pretty crazy.
Are you going to pull it out?
Where we're at right now.
When you watch this on the Zoom room, look at this. Look at that hair.
Oh, it's so thick and luscious.
Oh,
That's
my
pretty
gosh.
ridiculous.
Wow.
The plumber's
If you guys
corner-
think that's good, just check this out. Yeah,
Nailed it.
that would be incredible if I just kind of.
Oh my gosh.
We can
Unplug.
superimpose that.
You and your hair. Anyway, it's always a pleasure to have you guys back home, and thank you so much. Enjoy your new tushy. We'll get some information, send that out to you. It's easy to connect, and you'll feel so. Someone was saying you're interviewing them in the Mercedes-Benz interview lounge. Why don't you send them a Mercedes-Benz? Okay,
Honestly,
maybe.
Almost those little teas there for a second. You're like, you're not gonna believe this. I was like, this is the craziest thing.
Well,
I'll take it. I'm still driving my hybrid Camry with dog hair all up and down. So, hey, it gets about 43 miles to the gallon. I'm rocking.
Good things come to those who wait. Dan Shay, it's great to have you here. Danielle, you want to make a request as we head out?
Yes, take me home for Christmas, please.
You got it,
Hey.
I sure do.
All right. Dan and Shay, we love you. Thank you.
I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Take care. Stay
Thanks,
safe.
guys.
Thank you.
Hi,
Yeah,
guys.
likewise.
Thanks.
The Mercedes AMG Interview Lounge.